And how did you discover this?
Well, I was hiking around here, which I always do. It was back in 2008, and I literally stumbled upon one of the old Hebrew inscribed headstones. And I said, "What the heck is this?" And I brought it to the attention of my rabbi then, and he said, "I don't know of any cemetery out there." And so I showed him. I did some research with Mary McTammany, our city historian, and she came up with the actual deed to the property that says that in 1916 it was sold to my temple for $1 from a group, a Jewish organization that cares for the sick called Bikur Holim, and they owned it and they sold it to our temple. But after that, there were almost no burials out here. Nobody knows exactly why, and nobody also knows why they were buried out here in the first place, when we have a wonderful cemetery in Newburgh, a Jewish cemetery called Big Rock, right in downtown. And many Jews now from Newburgh are buried out in the Cedar Hill Cemetery in just north of Newburgh off of 9W. So there's a lot of mystery involved in this old cemetery, but we still want to, while we're investigating that, we still want to keep it up.
Why is it important to maintain this place and preserve it and document it?
Well, it's important because you want your relatives, just like you or I would want our relatives' graves to be kept up and maintained and cleaned and visited once in a while. We do that on behalf of those who don't have somebody that wants to do that, or their family moved away. The children might have moved away a century ago, but that doesn't mean that we've forgotten about them. And we say every Yom Kippur we come out here, all the high holy days. The high holy days are in the fall, but there's also other Jewish holidays throughout the year where people like to come out and visit their relatives' graves. And so we try to come out as often as we can. Fallen branches, fallen leaves, a lot of stuff that need to be cleaned up. And our temple, our synagogue, does not have the wherewithal right now to continue. For a while, we were cleaning it up with our youth group twice a year. We came in the fall and in the spring. And we brought in with their grown-ups and their snacks and a truck and some equipment, shovels and rakes, mostly rakes. And we would rake down, starting at the top. We'd get the kids to throw the branches over. Obviously not these great big branches, but smaller ones. People even brought chainsaws so they could chunk them up into movable sizes. And now, because we don't have enough people with the youth group to be able to come in here and really do a good job cleaning it up, we're looking for help. And if you know anybody that has a bunch of kids that are willing to come in and help us out, it would be great, because we need people to chop up the big branches, to toss the smaller ones over, to weed whack in here and to rake in here, and eventually to help us right these graves of these people who have been dead for 100 years and more. The cemetery has not been used for 100 years that we know of. The last and latest burial here is dated on the headstone 1916, so it's over 100 years now. And what we don't want to forget these people. We want to make sure that their graves are kept properly.